Nobody will know. Who would know?
Not me.
Welcome again to Move Those Belts. I am your host, Joe, and I am joined by my co-host, Justin. Hi, Justin.
Woo! Welcome, baby. Welcome, baby.
How are you?
Doing really good. You know, it's hard to try and catch up on everything great in life, such as wrestling, while living your best life. And but here we are. Here we are.
Here we are. Recording late. We are sorry for the delay on this episode. In fact, we are cutting out last week's SmackDown and Raw. We are just focusing on Backlash. And that's the excitement. We have a lot to talk about. It'll be a shortened episode. But I think we'll get through a lot of content, albeit just about Backlash. There's plenty to talk about. So
Yeah.
Before we dive into any of the wrestling, before we dive into any story, let's talk about where Backlash was held. Lyon, France. France. I gotta say, they were lit. That crowd was lit from SmackDown to the end of Backlash.
Will agree with you, but I hated it.
Please.
It was so cool. It's got to be really cool. And, this is coming from somebody who has the opportunity to travel to wrestling events whenever they come, within 2 miles of me or 2 hours of me. I could just go and see them. So, for me, it's almost like going to see my friends wrestle in my backyard because it's so close. So I think that's just my mindset on it. But, these people only get to see them maybe once a year, unless they're flying over, the pond to see them. So for me, they had a chant for everything. If someone got tossed over the ropes, they had a chant for it. If someone got thrown into the turnbuckle, they had a chant for it. They had an individual chant for each of their announcers, and then they had a chant for AJ Styles, which we'll get into later.
We will.
But it was non-stop. So good on them for having the stamina of not driving themselves crazy. But as a viewer, I was like, oh man, I could probably put this on mute and enjoy it. But, commentary is half of it. But I that's where I'm at with it. Was I annoyed? Absolutely. Is it my problem? No, it's not really a problem. It's just I'm just not used to it, and I'm proud of them.
I think
That's what I'm trying to come to.
I think it's really cool that they had that much energy and that they had the chance and that they were so excited to be able to cheer like they could. It felt much more like a soccer game, maybe.
Yeah,
that
which
you would
is
watch
probably why they have that kind of stamina. They're used to doing that.
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine going to a wrestling event and just saying "suck it" for 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Suck it, suck it, suck it. I got 2 words for you. Oh, for 2 hours, impressive stamina. But
now,
cool songs too, though. I'll give it to them.
Right. One thing that kind of irks me, and here's the thing, is that I've seen on social media from that continent, the European continent, about how amazing the crowd was, and they were, but how Americans never show that amount of excitement for wrestling. And that's false, first off. And then second off, bitch, we have to watch them on weeknights. We're exhausted. Yeah. Americans work all the fucking time. You have universal health care. You have so much vacation time. Your retirement age is 63. And you want to complain about Americans not showing as much energy? When your GDP gets over $1 trillion, France, you could start fucking running your mouth to Americans how they act during a wrestling PLE.
He does not speak for both of us.
I speak for myself. I speak for myself, and I stand by it. I loved how they acted. I don't like how they acted after the show. It's one of those things. And I'm not saying everybody was like that, obviously. It's the people that are like, oh, we're so much better than the Americans. Bitch, we have to, after a hard day of a hard Monday, we have to go to Raw.
Right. I have to stay up to 11 o'clock at night to watch Raw, then go to work the next morning.
Exactly. And
also, boo-hoo, right?
Yeah, right. It's like they want to have, they were talking about having WrestleMania, in Europe. And I'm like, you're never going to fucking have it. So haha.
Well, the reason, you'll never, the audience isn't there.
Right.
Do they have a huge audience, a huge fan base?
Right.
Absolutely. But
they definitely do.
I didn't get to watch WrestleMania live. I just don't, the time difference isn't too grand, but like I'm doing things at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
I bet Backlash. I said WrestleMania, but
right. No,
I know what
you're saying.
Afternoon. I watched it later on at night.
I actually watched it live.
You're crazy.
It was right after Formula One in America, Europe. In America, we had F1 in America.
Yeah.
And it was
Max
great.
Verstappen did not win.
Yeah. So suck it, France.
Suck it. 2 hours
right?
Suck it.
How's that French F1 team doing?
Don't talk about that.
Anyways,
right now,
anyways, we can't make this an F1 podcast, right? But good on the crowd, bad on the social media reaction. Come on, guys. You're not better than us. We're not better than you. There you go. How about that?
I would say Americans are really passionate, though. Like when you see like fans crying, it's because we've watched so much of it. Right. That we're like actually, like I said, I go back a little bit to before when I say it's like watching my friends wrestle in their own backyard. Like you consume enough hours. 5 hours a week, you're watching the same, like an actual program, maybe 7 if you're doing NXT, and then you're watching a PLE. Like you're seeing these people sometimes more than you're seeing your actual friends and family in a week. So you really kind of get invested. So when someone loses or someone wins, listen, I'm not going to say that I cried when Becky Lynch came back that one time, but I definitely did. So, clip that.
There we
Twitch.
go. Clip that, Twitch viewers. Anyways, okay. So let's actually move into the PLE itself. The show opened with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, RKO, versus the Bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga.
Yep. Is MFT?
MFT. We still don't know what it means. Still, wait, we do. My family therapist, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
A marital family therapist?
Marital therapist.
Love it.
What'd you think of the match?
Okay, here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute banger of a way to start that PLE in another country. Like, you get them out there, they're face to face. Ref hasn't rigged a bell yet. Then they just start going crazy, beating the crap out of each other. Referees come out, people coming out, producers and agents, whatever. They're getting stunners and absolute carnage. Right? What a great way to get that entire arena just beyond hype. And then to have Nick Aldis come out and be like, you know what? It's a no-hold-bars match. You get what you want. That just set it through the roof. So now they're in the crowds fighting. Legitimately, like, absolute banger of a way to start that PLE.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Just how it was just a fracas of them not knowing where the other ones were and then having to find them. Randy Orton not jumping off the barrier. The side barrier. I thought it was really fun in ring, the amount of weapons used. And if we fast forward to the end, we're introduced to a new member of the Bloodline.
Right, we were. But before that, let's talk about Kevin Owens' chair spot from the top rope. That was one of the
fisherman
craziest.
Suplex.
Fisherman suplex onto 4 chairs delivered to Tama Tonga, who sold it so well. I was just beyond impressed with Tama Tonga. He's so well-rounded. Like, he's convincing already. You know, he's only been around for a week or two or whatever, but he just seems like he fits in, and I'm here for it.
Brings me to another point. In the pre-show, pre-game, pre-wrestling show, CM Punk is on the group, and he uses the word savage again. Can we please stop doing that? Can we stop using that word? It's so annoying. We're at this point of they keep on using the word, and I'm very uncomfortable with it.
I didn't catch it this time around, but I'm not doubting that they used it.
So that fisherman suplex, though,
it's got to be intentional.
It's got to be. That fisherman suplex was crazy. It was really cool. And onto 4 chairs. And then...
It was cool how he did it, too. He'd hit him with the chair, set the
Yep.
chair up. Hit him with a chair, set the chair up 4 times. It was repetitive, but it was awesome. Mm-hmm. But then, like you said, we got introduced to a new member of the Bloodline. And who was it?
This was a Fatu, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Tonga's brother.
Tonga's brother. And they end up winning the match. Solo delivers the Samoan spike. And we now see the bloodline growing, or at least this bloodline growing.
Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, but it's going to become that. It doesn't make sense if they're not doing what we all think they're doing, which is creating some sort of civil war.
Right. Long storytelling is going to work here.
Yes.
And because SmackDown is such a short show, I think it really works, because you don't have to overexpose the 3 of these guys. And with Nia Jax moving over, you might have a female member of the bloodline. I think that would actually benefit her character, to be honest.
I want to care about Nia Jax. Just do not.
I think that she is... You know what? And this is interesting. I think that Nia Jax adds as much to a match as Solo Sikoa does at this point. I'm not saying athletically, but I just think that I've never looked at a Solo match and been like, that was a banger because of Solo. It was a banger because of the work that was done in the match, but not Solo. So if she can get some of that bloodline goodness, I think that would help her a lot.
I will say that she probably, without a doubt, has the best hair in the women's division.
She does. All the time.
Because I think AJ Styles has it in the men's division. But
that is per plus. Great hair, no fuss, baby.
Let's go on. Let's move on.
Let's move. So let's talk about the Women's Tag Team Championship match between the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. The most airmailed match that could have ever been put together in the history of the WWE. And on top of it, they airmailed it even worse because they had the Kabuki Warriors come out first.
Yeah.
Just a drop of the fucking ball. What are you doing?
I haven't really picked up on that, but that's right. The champions came out first.
Champions come out second. Champions get the big introduction. And it's kind of bullshit that they were like, no, we have to put these 2 higher than the champions. And it's like, okay, so they're the champions. We don't even have to fucking watch this match. Bad on them. Bad on WWE right here. Good match. Really enjoyed it. But, okay, they're going to win. Jade and Bianca are going to win. Got it. They're the champs. Fucking A. You know, it really bothers me because I enjoy I'm not sure if I enjoy Jade Cargill so much yet because I haven't seen enough of her work. I'm a fan of Bianca, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of Asuka and Kairi Sane.
I feel like right now with Jade, I kind of feel like she's got the Logan Paul treatment where she doesn't seem like she's there weekly enough, you know? That was her first major match, I think, too.
So she was first introduced in the Rumble officially,
Correct.
right?
Which she knocked out Nia Jax, we just talked
Right.
about. She had some good, camera time there, but like, she's been in a couple, squalls, but not, I think that was like her first major match.
Jade has not been forced to lose a match yet either.
No. And that time
and
is
I think
coming,
that
but
yeah, I don't think that they need to. I don't think they need to force a loss on her yet because I think they're building her up to be kind of the next big thing.
she kind of is. Though.
She kind of is. Her and Bianca are just physical specimens when it comes to just how they can handle themselves. But I think that it was just an insult to especially Asuka in a sense. Kyrie as well, but Asuka, who broke Goldberg's undefeated streak.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
You fucked up.
maybe it's the fanboy of me coming out, but I just felt like, okay, well, this is just going to happen.
It was so, you called it airmailed. It was also really telegraphed for me.
Yes.
But the only thing that I think I loved out of that whole thing, which is I think what everybody loved, was when Jade caught Kyrie and then spun her on her head, dropped her down, picked her up, and then hit her with her finisher, like in a single sequence, like just ragdolled her. That was one of the coolest things I have seen, not just from the women, but that was one of the coolest things I've seen in wrestling in a long time. That was a pure show of strength. And good on Kyrie for like going with that. That made Jade look amazing.
I think that the wrestling in the match was really fun and was really good, to be honest. Kyrie got crazy height on one of her jumps off the top ropes and everything. It's testament to how good these wrestlers really are. But I just think that they put too much foreshadowing into it.
Yeah, I think so too.
They decided that Bianca's and Jade's entrances were more important than the champions, and I'm just like, okay,
was it a good match? No. Was there a couple good moments in it? Yeah, for sure. Could you watch a 30-second clip of it and get the entire scope of the whole match? Absolutely.
Yep.
So good on them. Glad to see them with the belts, and I hope they do something good with them because there was no storytelling that really went into giving them the belts. But it's okay. You can't always get what you want as a fanboy.
I think we're getting close to seeing the Bianca heel turn, is what I think we're getting close to. And I think that splits up this tag team eventually.
That is a speculation that you have never shared with me.
And I am sharing it now, my friend. If you had watched the Friday night SmackDown match in which Bianca had teamed up with Bayley and Jade and Naomi, you would have seen kind of a reaction from Bianca that seemed more heelish than anything.
They might both kind of go down that avenue, and I could see it.
I could see it, but we'll see.
Bianca is so well loved, and they're really like Jade is so popular just because of where she came from. Like, I think maybe giving them a heel turn would be a bad idea. I don't know. Bad press is still press.
You always gotta. The key with any face is you have to send them heel when they've been face for too long. Yeah, I feel, and that's why I'm waiting for Randy Orton to make his heel turn.
Well, I think that's why we're seeing it with Drew right now too. It's fantastic.
It is. Okay, right. so let's move on to the women's championship. Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratten. Banger of a match,
bro. All right, dude. It was 1v2 the entire match.
It really was.
Whose time was it?
Tiffy time.
It was Tiffy time. Dude, she was phenomenal. They should have been singing that song about her. because she ran the entire match like to perfection.
Yes.
She did her moonsault over the both of them, and they moved, and she landed it like. She's got a Team USA gymnastics background. And it's awesome to see her actually get to do things like a backflip off a top turnbuckle, landing it on her feet, and then like a handspring to recover. Like, it was so cool to see. But man, she was fantastic, and like they're gonna put a belt on her shortly.
You have to give her a heel run with the belt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And not even a heel run. I think it's just, I don't really think she's a heel.
Anti-face?
And yeah, exactly. However, the ending of the match just felt anticlimactic.
It was, dude.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It was just a roll up.
Yep, just a roll up.
It was a roll up. Like, it was like a reversal roll up. It was like,
Because
okay.
Naomi rolled up on her, and then Bayley reversed it, and 1, 2, 3, and we're done.
And I love Bayley with the belt. I don't mind the outcome. I actually even noted.
I don't mind it.
No, I even noted that. I think Bayley winning is great, but Bayley did not win that match. Tiffany Stratten won that match.
Yeah.
Bayley just got the pin. Like, that thing, that was, yeah.
Exactly. It was a fun match until the very end. I felt that was so anticlimactic. I turned to my girlfriend and I was like, "You fucking kidding me?"
Yeah,
and
it lost a little bit of steam for me.
It did.
Like, yeah.
And that's too bad because it was such a good match. You had somebody performing at their peak, really giving them a great show, and then you get that.
I wonder if they had to, like, take it home. They're like, all right, we got to get the show on the road.
Right.
Roll up. I'll have to go back and watch and see if the ref told them anything, but they're probably told to take it home.
Right. And I'm actually, we're reviewing these in out of order, but oh well.
No, I don't think we are.
Are we? Are we not?
Yep, because the next one will be Damian Priest and Jey Uso.
Right. And I liked this match. I'm not going to say it was amazing, but I think this was a really entertaining match. And the ending that occurred that I predicted almost came to pass.
All right.
I would have.
I agree, but I'll say one thing is that I think in like 2 goddamn weeks, pardon my French, no pun intended, JD has grown on me so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't think it's like his mic working or it's just character or whatever. He is so good at selling.
He is.
Like, oh man, he's just so good at selling.
So we had interference from Judgment Day, and it was both Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And
they
Damian
were told not to interfere.
Exactly.
He wanted to clear. He wanted to win this match clean. Told them not to interfere. They did.
And Damian got the South of Heaven chokeslam on Jay. Really, really excellent chokeslam.
Yeah.
Like top 5 of all time, probably tied with the best.
Probably the second best one. I don't know if it'll ever top the one he gave to Drew, but that was amazing. It was a really high one.
Right. And kudos to Jay for selling that. It was a cool reaction by Priest after chokeslamming, celebrating, putting his arms up, and having JD and Finn just beating Jey Uso into the ground, and then Damian turns around and pushes them off of him. And I was like, chokeslam JD, come on.
No,
and
not my boy.
Nope.
My baby boy.
Couldn't do it. And he didn't do it. They all celebrated, arms up,
No. They didn't celebrate.
And
they were told
to
celebrate.
They were told to put their arms up, and just revel in his greatness.
That was actually pretty good. But Jay did something I've never seen him do before in that match, and he super kicked Damian a few times, but then he gave him a running super kick.
Yes.
And I was like, that is Innovative, because I think Jay's spears are honestly awful.
Yes, they are.
He like catches them and brings them to the ground. They're not.
Yeah.
They're safe.
He is no Roman Reigns.
No.
So it is what it is.
What it
Pretty
is,
good
is
match,
what it is.
I would
It's fine.
say.
It's fine match.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to write home about it, except for the end, and there we are. So that brings us to our final match here, my friend. The undisputed WWE Championship between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. And let's talk about AJ Styles for a minute. His entrance music is just absolutely terrible. His old entrance music, amazing. And
yeah, I don't like it.
I can't enjoy this new AJ heel music.
Did you know anything about AJ's ring gear, though?
It was supposed to harken back to when he fought Cody's dad, right?
Yeah, Dusty in TNA back in 2003. So, it didn't look exactly the same, but it was a purple and black color scheme. So I thought that was kind of cool, because he had mentioned...
It was supposed to be a nod, I think.
Yeah, it was cool. That was cool.
Good match, I think. Overall, pretty good match.
One thing I thought was really cool that the announcers have said without, trying to beat around it. This was the first time that I can remember where they actually mentioned that both of them were the leader of the Bullet Club at one point in time.
Yes.
They finally had said the Bullet Club, which is, they've been saying, oh, they were both leaders of a certain club, you might say. They have never come out and said Bullet Club before. So that was really cool that they were, I don't know if they were finally able to or what, but they finally said it without any, illusion.
Yeah, there was a moment in, I can't remember which SmackDown it was, but Cody Rhodes said, that is too sweet. And they went to do the thing, and Cody Rhodes gets slapped in the face by AJ Styles instead of that. So, really cool.
One time Cody blew a kiss, too. Instead of saying too sweet, he blew a kiss. Something along the lines of something weird. Something weird.
Something weird. Cody Rhodes is weird. Anyways, so... Here it is.
He did the Stardust thing too, right? The cartwheel and then that was pretty neat too. So yeah, you're right. Cody Rhodes is weird.
Cody Rhodes is weird. The one thing that I have a fear with is that we're going to get old of Cody Rhodes coming out and saying, "What do you want to talk about?"
Right, because it was part of that was a great way of getting to his story. That's what we want to talk about. What's the next chapter in your story?
Right.
Well, we're going on to the sequel book now. What do I want to talk about? Well, where is your story going?
Exactly.
Which I think we all knew, right? He completed his story. Now what? Well, now he hangs on to it for a bit until somebody's story, maybe Drew's, gets a little bit bigger, a little bit better, or maybe even your boy there, CM Punk.
Well, CM Punk's on Raw. He can't get that. He can't go there. They don't go here.
Months from now.
They don't.
That's the elephant graveyard.
They don't go here. No, I think that it's. I think that this is. Maybe I think that there's a direction you can go with him that can make this work for a prolonged period of time. Is that you have Cody Rhodes continuing to defeat all comers, and this just makes him jaded, and he eventually gets to that level of where he goes, nobody is good enough to defeat me.
Yes.
And that's when you can heel turn him. And I think that's a perfect story to be told at that point.
Do we know everybody that's in the King of the Ring bracket already? Is there any mysterious people getting added?
I know that Asuka got replaced. The Queen. That's the Queen of the Ring, though. So,
yeah. Well, I was just saying, Drew's not in this, right? There's
Drew
no way
got
Drew can
dropped.
win King of the Ring and then get a
Yeah.
Not
I don't think there's
cleared. That's right.
I don't think there's anybody else specifically at this point. But we'll see.
Trying to speculate where we could go from here. What story could we do?
So for Backlash, what would you rate Backlash? What grade would you give Backlash?
Consider all right, I would have probably gave it. I'm gonna be honest here. I probably would have gave it a 5.5.
Give me a grade letter.
That's C.
I think it's a C.
It's a C. 5.5 out of 10.
There was nothing real.
But it wasn't an exciting belt moving, so they don't get extra bonus points from me from that.
We knew those belts were moving.
Yeah. Best match, once again, the women. I talked about that before. The women are they're the backpack. They're the mochillas of this entire company right now. So Tiffany Stratten, Bailey, absolutely
Naomi,
killing it.
Yeah,
Naomi.
Yep. And SmackDown still has a superior women's roster for what I know. For just from what I've been watching, we didn't have a defense from Becky Lynch in this PLE.
Yeah.
So I think, and you don't have to defend every belt in PLEs, except for the major ones, in my opinion. I think major ones, you have to defend the belts, all of them. But
I always, I don't know why I remember it. I had to look it up earlier today because I was like, Backlash. Isn't Backlash, because Backlash is after WrestleMania. I thought Backlash is where we got to see almost rematches of,
right.
Rematches of the, because usually you get a second shot at your title back, whatever. But nope. This was I think it's Backlash. I don't know. I guess I just thought there'd be more thought to this PLE, but they kind of, they put it together for the French, and they put out a hell of a show for them.
They did, and they toured Europe. They went to a bunch of different places. I think that's great to spread the brand. But again, to be honest, I don't give a shit about the brand. I give a shit about the show. I'm not a shareholder. I care. Whenever they talk about, this is the biggest gate we've ever had, I don't fucking care.
There was like 19,000 people there. Biggest gate? What?
Yeah, go fuck yourselves. I don't care about your bottom line. I care about how good of a show I'm seeing.
It's a weird
sometimes
one. I didn't understand that statistic when they had said it. This is the largest gate at any arena show in WWE history.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What does that mean to me? That means nothing to me. That means absolutely nothing to the person at home.
Are they trying to say, are those people walking up and buying tickets at the door? Is that what the gate means? Because,
the gate is
what the
people
gate
going
is.
in. Yeah.
Right, but 19,000 just seems low.
I guess for a random show, not a random show, but
I think you understand what I mean.
I don't know. It's just stupid. Stop being excited that you're making money, because I don't care. I know you're making money. That's our agreement. I pay you money so I can watch good wrestling and good story. That's what I care about.
It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say this was a C.
Yeah.
Very average. The only belts that moved were the ones that we expected to. Some good matches, some okay matches.
So I think I was misunderstanding the whole gate thing. I had to look into it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Gate is financial. Gate is money. I didn't get that. I thought it was how many people walk through the door.
No.
They had 19,000 people there, and they're like, "This is the largest gate ever." I'm like,
yeah, this
"It's
is the most money we've
19,000
ever
people.
made."
Why does if I walked through the gate?" So I'm thinking that's how they're counting. Like if I'm going through a turnstile, at a New York City subway, I went through the gate, whatever. No, it's the
money.
gate is the financials, and so the average ticket price was $300. That's why it was the largest gate.
It's no shit,
19,000, people. That makes more sense now.
It's pathetic. In a sense, when they...
an American, learning something new.
Yeah, learning something new, capitalism, hooray. 'Hooray. 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 ' I think it's fine, but it's getting old of them getting excited for how much money they're making.
It's Scrooge McDuck
And
over here.
yeah, I don't need to hear about that. You don't need to come out to the ring and go, "This is the largest skirt we've ever made." Blah, blah, blah. And I think that I need to stop hearing about how this new era is here and we haven't seen anything yet. Great, show me. We're now getting to the part where it's you need to show me.
Yep.
And
we're headed towards SummerSlam now, so I think we'll start to see some fun stuff happen.
we're barreling towards it. So yes, show me some fun things. SummerSlam's in Cleveland.
Do we go?
No,
Okay.
we do not go.
So
I'm not going to Cleveland.
I've never been to Cleveland.
I don't want to go to Cleveland. I'm sure Cleveland is a beautiful place, but I don't want to go outside in August in Cleveland because it's in Brown Stadium, and it's August 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, and that's going to be fucking disgusting.
Let's take a quick peek. All right, it's typically 80 in Cleveland in August.
But what's the humidity?
I'm not going to tell you that. It's none of your business.
Is it like 70% humidity? Because if it is, then being around 80,000 people will be absolutely fucking disgusting.
I don't think they have any humidity. They're not showing it.
Yeah, they have plenty
actually,
of humidity.
Hold on. It says
here we go.
mostly sunny and humid.
Yeah, there you go. That place is going to smell like BO just because it's summer. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to do that. We're spending so much money this year already. We don't need to do this.
Yeah.
We don't need to go. We don't need to go to Cleveland.
We won't go. We'll watch.
We won't go.
We'll watch.
We'll watch it. Of
Same
course.
Time zone, I think.
Of course. Is it, or is it Central?
It's Cleveland. They're the same.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that works. Perfect.
Now our viewers got to narrow down a little bit where we are.
Right.
Uh
oh.
Behind this pop screen is my work logo, so they probably have seen that.
Yeah, obviously. So, oh well. That's life.
So,
They're gonna. All of our fans are gonna come find us right now. All ones of them.
Keith.
Keith, Brian.
But that's a good one, and we'll be back on. We're gonna do another episode. I think we'll probably do one sooner than we usually do. Maybe we'll find some time. Come next couple of days and bang out Raw and SmackDown. We'll have 2 Raws and 2 SmackDowns to catch up on. Actually, we could just do a hyper blast through those.
Yeah, we can get through those ones very quickly.
Maybe I could do a supercut.
I think that'd be great.
I'll do a supercut. I'll write some notes. I'll supercut through it. Get that done in 5 minutes. Raw, SmackDown. Then we'll talk about this week's Raw, next week's SmackDown.
Yeah, I think that works out pretty well. If you're not subscribed to us, please consider subscribing to us on all of your podcast channels, on YouTube,
Spotify.
anywhere you can find us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Dad, love this podcast on the Pirate Bay.
Yeah, do that. That's where the real fans lie, right?
Don't pay for this.
Yeah, don't pay for this ever.
Steal this podcast.
Steal this podcast. What are we doing?
It'll
Any
be
closing
funny
thoughts?
In 10 years when we're millionaires.
Yeah.
This is how we do it, baby.
Exactly. This is how you make the money.
Yeah.
All right. Any closing thoughts?
No closing thoughts. Simple as pie. I don't feel like I lost out on any time by watching that PLE. I'll tell you that. Like, is it worth watching? Yeah. But like I said, there's a 13-minute video on YouTube put out by WWE that highlights every major thing that happened in every match. 13 minutes can summarize the entire PLE. So go check that out on YouTube.
I think that's a good plan. My name is Joe. He is Justin. This is Move Those Belts. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.